Welcome to the Memory Bank, where Star Wars stories come to life. Today we're taking a deep dive into Artoo Detoo's Activity Book, a vintage gem from 1979. Much like Chewbacca's Activity Book, this one is packed with puzzles, games, brain teasers, and more. It offers a charming glimpse into the creative fun of Star Wars past. So sit back, relax, and get ready to explore every activity in Artoo's arsenal. Let's kick things off with the amazing Artoo Detoo. For this maze, we'll need to find our way from the in point to the out point. The rules are simple. Just don't cross any lines along the way. So here we go. Let's trace our path through the maze. And there you have it, mission complete. And for our next activity, we've got a bit of craft work, making an Artoo Detoo puppet. This one's a bit more involved than I'll be getting into for this video. However, I'll leave it on screen for a few seconds for anyone at home who'd like to give it a try. Next up, we've got a good old-fashioned connect the dots image. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Ah, yes, those pesky Jawas always up to something. Poor Artoo never stood a chance. Let's see if we can get the look a little closer to the movie without having to get too involved in all the details. And through the magic of video editing, presto, we have something a little more in line with the visuals from the movie. Turning the page, we find ourselves in the circuitry of C-3PO's electronic head, where a word maze is waiting for us. Let's see what's going on here. Hidden in this puzzle are 6 Star Wars-themed words: Luke, Tatooine, Android, Sand People, Cantina, and Desert. Our job is to find each one by drawing a continuous line from letter to letter until the full word is spelled out. We can go forward, backward, up, down, even diagonally, as long as we don't skip over any letters. Obi-Wan has already been found as an example. Now it's up to us to track down the rest. So let's get started and look for the first word in the list. Luke. Now Tatooine, an android, Sand People, Cantina, and last but not least, Desert. And there it is. We've tracked down the final word in C-3PO's maze. Nice work. Let's turn the page and see what Artoo has in store for us next.
Come on, Artoo, we're going.
Artoo Detoo is projecting a series of holograms, and it's up to us to figure out what each one reminds us of, from people to places to things in the Star Wars galaxy. We'll take a moment before revealing the answers, so feel free to pause if you'd like a little extra time to solve them yourself. Okay, here goes. We have Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Sandcrawler, X-Wing Fighter, Jawas, Tatooine, and for the last one we have lightsaber. All right, we've matched up those holograms. Nicely done. Let's turn the page and see what kind of challenge Artoo has lined up for us next. It looks like Luke has his hands full trying to repair C-3PO's arm. And now we get to help him out. He needs to disconnect all of the shoulder wires and reconnect them correctly. We'll start at point A and follow each numbered wire to where it ends at point B. Once we've traced a wire, let's write its number in the correct circle. To make things easier to follow, I'll be color-coding each wire as we go so we can clearly see which one goes where. Ready? Let's get to work and give Luke a hand.
I don't think I can make it. You go on, Master Luke.
First we have wire 2 connected to the shoulder, followed by wire 6, then wire 4, wire 5, wire 7, wire 8, wire 3, and we complete the patch with wire 1. Not bad for a moisture farmer. Let's flip the page and see what's next. Looks like we've arrived at a good old-fashioned Star Wars crossword puzzle. Now, crosswords can take a little while to complete, so rather than walk through every clue, we'll leave it on screen for a few moments so anyone who wants to solve it can pause and give it a try. Once we've had a moment, we'll reveal the solution and see if everything lines up. The clues have spoken. Let's reveal the full transmission. With that resolved, let's move on to the next activity in Artoo's arsenal and see what's in store. It looks as though we've got a classic drawing maze on our hands. C-3PO has been captured by the Jawas and locked inside their Sandcrawler. What he doesn't know is that Artoo Detoo has also been captured, and they're both stuck in the same scavenger room. Our mission is to help Threepio find his way to Artoo. We'll start at C-3PO and carefully make our way through the maze. Let's see if we can reunite these two droids.
Artoo? Artoo Detoo, it is you! It is you!
All right, with our maze mission complete, let's turn the page and take a little break from puzzles. Looks like we've stumbled onto a section called Star Wars Doodles. This one's all about fun illustrations. No challenge here, just some light-hearted Star Wars moments to enjoy. We've got C-3PO peeking through a keyhole, Artoo Detoo doing a headstand behind a fence, Threepio face-to-face with a Jawa, and even a bird's-eye view of Artoo riding a bike. Let's take a moment to enjoy these goofy little glimpses into the galaxy. Now it is time to add some color. This page gives us a color key to guide the way, but instead of filling it in one section at a time, let's do things the Jedi way. Through the power of the Force, we'll complete this activity all at once and in an instant. So let's pull an old Jedi mind trick. Boom, there we are. Now that's a splash of color worthy of a galaxy far, far away. Our Tatooine landscape might be looking a little more intergalactic disco than desert wasteland, but hey, when you're working with droids this iconic, why not turn up the color dial to 11? From the royal purples to the fiery reds, it's like someone gave the Force a box of neon crayons, and we're totally here for it. All right, colors blazing and circuits shining, we're leaving our neon dreamscape behind and flipping over to the next page. Let's see what challenge awaits us now. C-3PO's having a bit of a malfunction. His voice unit is all scrambled, and now his words are coming out in the wrong order. But don't worry, he's still trying to explain how this next puzzle works. It's up to us to decode his mixed-up message before we can jump in and solve it. Let's take a good look at what he's trying to say. It may sound a little odd at first, but if we use the Force and study it carefully, we should see the instructions clearly. Let's give it a go. Incoming transmission, the static clears, and just like that, Threepio's scrambled signal transforms into a readable message. Here's what Threepio's trying to tell us. There are 10 robots standing in a triangle formation. The challenge? We can only move 3 of them to flip the triangle upside down. Think we can figure it out? At this point, if you want to figure it out at home, this would be a good point to pause, as a reveal will be coming up shortly. Here comes the solution. And just like that, the triangle is turned on its head. All right, let's turn the page and see what's next in store for us. Looks like it's time to get a little crafty. C-3PO has plans for us to build our very own Sandcrawler using everyday items from around the house. While I won't be building it on video today, I'll showcase each of the pages so anyone at home can pause and give it a try if they'd like. Looks like it's time for a little scavenger hunt. Luke and C-3PO are out searching for Artoo Detoo. But they're missing something else entirely. Hidden all around them are banthas, 3 of them, to be exact, and it's up to us to spot them. Let's take a close look and see if we can track them down. I'll let the image stand for a few moments to give everyone a chance, but if you're not quite ready for the reveal, now's a great time to hit pause. All right, here we go. Time for the reveal. I've gone ahead and colored in all the banthas I was able to find just to help them stand out a bit more. Now I know it feels a little like cheating that one of them is upside down, but hey, that's the life of a scavenger. You never know where your next clue might be hiding. Let's roll onward through the desert sands of Tatooine and see what Artoo's got in store for us next. Looks like he's cooked up a little number game. One that's best played with a friend. Let's take a moment and see how the game is played. Here's how it works. Each player starts with 7 pennies or any small objects to use as markers. To decide who goes first, just flip a coin and call it in the air. Once you're ready, player 1 covers any number on the board with one of their pennies. Then player 2 takes a turn and covers a different number. Keep going back and forth, adding up the numbers as you go. The goal? Be the one to place the penny that brings the total to exactly 30. Do that and you win. Let's walk through a sample round to see how it plays out. Player A starts by choosing a 4, bringing the total to 4. Then player B picks a 5, and we're up to 9. Next, player A covers a 1, which bumps the total to 10. Player B responds with another 5, raising the score to 15. Oops, that might have been a misstep, because now player A covers the 15, and just like that, wins the game. With the game complete and the total tallied, we're ready to turn the page and dive into the next activity. Looks like C-3PO's been digging into his memory banks again, this time for a collection of riddles. Let's hear what he's got stored up for us. Some of these might make us think, others might just make us groan. Either way, let's give them a listen. Why did the robot run in circles and act silly? Because he had a screw loose. Why did the robot grease his joints just before going to bed? He wanted to get up oily in the morning. What happened when the robot stuck his hand in the wall socket? He had a shocking experience. What did the robot say to the gas pump? Take your finger out of your ear. Why did the robot stick a trumpet in his ear? That's how he played, by ear. Why did the robot quit his oil drilling job? It was too boring. And last but not least, what steps do you take if you meet up with a killer robot? Big ones. All right, after that little detour through droid humor, let's shift gears and see what's waiting for us on the next page. Looks like the jokes are over, because Artoo Detoo's got something a bit more secretive in store for us now. This next page is all about decoding a hidden message, using one of Artoo's clever symbol codes. First, we'll use the chart to crack a sound-based message, and then we'll discover what Artoo's really trying to say. Let's take a closer look at the code, and see if we can unravel this double-layered puzzle. And now let's hear what Artoo had to say, at least before we decode it into plain English. Ready? Here it comes. Beep, boop, deep, dap, bop, bleep, doop, zap, zip, bloop. Sounds like classic Artoo Detoo to me, full of charm and mystery. All right, let's bring up the key. This chart shows us exactly what each of Artoo's sounds translates to in plain English. Now, with the key in view, let's run through that sound message one more time. Beep, boop, deep, dap, bop, bleep, doop, zap, zip, bloop. When we cross-reference Artoo's sound code with the key, we uncover the full message. And here's what he's saying. C-3PO, and I hope that you like this book. Now that's a message worth decoding. It's a fun little message from our favorite astromech droid, but Artoo's not done yet. On the next page, he's got a hands-on project ready to go. A cutout activity where you can actually make him walk using some string and a few pennies. Now, I won't be cutting up this page today. I'd like to keep the book intact, but I'll still show you what it looks like so you can give it a try at home with your own Artoo creation if you're feeling adventurous. Looks like Artoo Detoo and C-3PO have uncovered another mystery inside the Jawa's Sandcrawler. They found a deactivated android, and the last words entered into its memory bank have been left behind in the form of a word search puzzle. Our job is to find them. The hidden words include suns, hot, Jawas, attacked, think, blasted, and stolen. But watch out. They're not just hiding in plain sight. These words can run forward, backward, up, down, even diagonally. Let's see if we can track them all down before the Jawas come back. May as well do this in order, so let's start with the word suns. Hot, Jawas, attacked, think, blasted, and stolen. Nice work finding all those hidden words. Those Jawas didn't make it easy. Now let's keep the momentum going and see what challenge awaits us on the next page. Looks like we've stumbled into another maze. But this one's a bit different. It's shaped like C-3PO's head. We'll need to put our thinking caps on and carefully make our way from start to finish. Without crossing any lines, let's see if we can make it through in one piece. Whew, we made it through the maze without getting our circuits crossed. Let's see what awaits us on the next page. Ah, now this is a sweet surprise. It looks like C-3PO has teamed up with Artoo for something a little more delicious. That's right, Artoo Detoo cookies. We've got a full recipe here spread across 3 pages, complete with ingredients, directions, and even some decorating tips to make your cookies look just like our favorite little droid. Now, I won't be baking these on video today. After all, I don't want to risk getting flour in the gears, but I'll be showing each page clearly so that anyone watching at home can pause and follow along if they want to try making a batch themselves. And that brings our journey through the Artoo Detoo Activity Book to a close. I hope you enjoyed flipping through these pages, solving puzzles, cracking codes, and uncovering a few surprises along the way. It's always fun revisiting classic Star Wars in unexpected ways. These activity books are surprisingly extensive, and one of the goals of this channel is to preserve and revisit vintage treasures like this, without needing to dig them out of storage every time the mood strikes. Thanks for sticking with me, whether you played along or just enjoyed the journey. Until next time, may the Force be with you.